Morning everybody, welcome to today's session. I hope you've been having a lovely week. Let's get started. So we're going to start with our little neck stretch. So you can do this standing, kneeling or sitting, whichever is the most comfortable for you. So just going to tip the head over to one side, just stretching along the side of the neck here. Popping your hand over that ear and think ear to shoulder and reach the arm away. Nice deep breaths. We're going to swap sides, so tipping the head over onto the other side. Take the arm across, reaching away. One more time on each side, tipping the head over. Take the hand to the head and reaching away. Last time tipping over. Hand comes across and we reach away. Excuse me. Good, from there we're going to go onto our backs. So as you're laying on your back, we're going to find our neutral position. So you want to bring your shoulders down to the floor. You're looking up to the ceiling, your knees are bent, feet are on your mat. You've got that slight curve underneath your lower back. From here we're going to be taking nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as you're taking those nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of those hips. So you're keeping them nice and level. Imagine you have a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. We want the upper body to stay nice and relaxed. So we're keeping those shoulders away from the ears, the chest nice and open. Keep that weight evenly placed to your feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. Just gently tightening your tummy. The next time that you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under. So you're flattening your lower back into the mat. Take a nice deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. We're tucking under to flatten. Holding here. Releasing out. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. My neighbours are having some paving slabs delivered. So as we're tucking under, we want to get a nice strong flat back position. So we're using the tummy muscles and the pelvis to move. Try and avoid squeezing your bottom. this next one we're going to hold. So we're tucking under to flatten. So from here we're going to start to tighten in the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though you've got that sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. And you want to have your back flat into the floor, and it should feel as though your tummy muscles are working harder. We're going to halve this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So we're still in this relaxed position in the upper body. Shoulders away from the ears, chest is open. You can turn those palms up to the ceiling if you need to here. You're pulling your tummy all the way down towards the spine, keeping the weight even through those feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. We're halving one last time, so 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle lifting, something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So your flat back position should feel strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. We're going to bring both legs up into a tabletop position. So your knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to go into toe taps. So one toe is going to tap down towards the floor and lift back up. You're tapping down and lift. Tap down and lift. So you're swapping sides each time. Both of your legs should be lifted in tabletop. Keeping that strong flat back position, pull the tummy down. Use the pelvic floor. Nice deep breaths, relaxing those shoulders. 2 more on each side. We're tapping down and lift, down and lift. Last one each side, tap down and lift, tap down and lift. From there we're going to hug those knees in towards the chest, and then we'll be on our hands and knees for stretching our back. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. Just move this out of the way. So, if you're on your hands and knees, take the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tummy's nice and tightened. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under. So you're curving, I did that yesterday, curving your lower back. We're not flattening. Arching the spine. Dropping the head. We're holding here to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to release back to your start position. Working through the spine. We're lifting the head. So we're going to tuck under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine. And lifting the head. So we want to get lots of movement through the back. Working into each section of your spine piece by piece. So if you have any areas that feel really stiff or sore, just slow them down. Taking your time to move through each section, piece by piece. So trying to move each vertebrae one by one. Nice deep breaths. So as we're curving the back, we're pulling the tummy all the way in. As you return to your start position, think shoulders are away from the ears. Got 2 more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Releasing out through the spine, piece by piece. To lift the head, this is your last one. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head, we hold. Releasing out through the spine. And the head lifts. Pushing back into a shell stretch. So bottom to the feet. Reach those arms out in front. And from there you're going to be on your side. So as you're laying on your side, bring your legs together, knees bent. And then you're going to be resting the head down. You can use a cushion or something here if you need to. You're taking your arms long and they're palm to palm. So from here we're going to lift the top arm up. So your fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you and twist away. Holding your head to take your stretch before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away. Holding here to stretch before lifting up and over to come down palm to palm. So you want to keep these legs glued together and grounded. So this twist is coming through your waist. Nice deep breaths. The arm reaches nice and long. Stretch from your fingertips all the way into your armpits. you're really opening up in your chest. We're going to look at this hand for as long as we can. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, excuse me. So that we know you've got a really good range of movement through your neck. We've got 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. We're lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. Last one here, lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you. Twisting away, we hold. Before coming back up and over to come down palm to palm. From there we're swapping sides, so either roll over to face the other way or switch the end of your mat that you're laying at. I'm really sorry for this background noise. I have no idea what's going on out in the drive. Okay, so same position. We're going to take those legs bent on top of one another. Arms are nice and long, palm to palm. Rest that head down. We're lifting the top arm up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. Holding here to stretch. Before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. It sounds like whatever it is gone. Lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you and we're twisting away. We're holding before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. So remember those legs are glued together so that you can get this twist through your waist. Nice deep breaths. Reaching this arm long, stretching from the fingertips all the way into your armpit. We keep looking at that hand for as long as we can. So we know we've got a good range of movement on both sides of the neck. Got 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold before lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. Last one here. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, twisting away. We hold before coming back up and over to come down palm to palm. So from there, take a nice full body stretch. You can roll onto your back if you need to here. We are going to be on our back to the next bit, but if you want to, grab yourself a drink. want to find neutral position. So you want to have that slight curve underneath your lower back. Just big enough to be able to get part of your hand underneath. Knees are bent and feet are on the floor and your arms are just resting down beside you. We're taking a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale to lift the shoulders from the floor, reaching the arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. So you're using your tummy muscles here to lift you. So you're pulling your belly button all the way down. We're using this chin to chest position to try and keep the neck nice and relaxed. So think big nod of the head, then tighten that tummy to lift you up. The arms reach long, get those shoulders away from the ears. Deep breaths. We're going to take 2 more here and then change the arms. So we're chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. From here, I want you to take your arms across your chest, so each hand is on the opposite shoulder. We take a deep breath in to nod. Exhale to lift. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to come back down. Chin to chest. We lift. Holding. Control back down. So still using your tummy muscles to lift you. And using your chin to chest position to try and relax through the neck. Try and keep those shoulders down. And away from the ears. Let's take 2 more here. And we'll change the arms one last time. Last one, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. From here, you're taking your hands either one on top of the other onto your forehead, or take them behind the head if you feel like you need that extra support. Same movement, chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So it doesn't matter where those hands are, you still need to have the nod of your head. Think about keeping those elbows nice and wide so your chest stays really open here. Really tighten that pelvic floor, tighten the tummy. We've got 2 more here, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control, back down, last one, chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control, back down, hug those knees in towards the chest. From here we're going to be either on our knees or laying on your front, depending on which you prefer to be doing. Grab a drink if you need one. I'll come a little bit further forwards. I've positioned my camera a lot better today, so you don't have half my head chopped off. So, if you want to be on your front, if you don't like bearing weight through the knees, if you get to have sore knees or you just don't really like it, then you can lay on your front, long through the body, hands mat width apart in line with your ears, and you'll be doing chest lifts with the forearms on the floor. If you're okay to bear weight on your knees, and I'm wearing the lightest clothes possible, so you should be able to see my body against the black floor. You've got your knees quite close together, really underneath your hips. If you suffer from cramp in your lower leg, then tuck those toes under. If not, just leave them resting down. You've got a slight tuck in of your chin so that you're not flinging the head back, straining through your neck. And those arms are just resting down beside you. As you breathe in, you're going to tighten through the tummy, leaning back through your knees. Exhale, squeeze your bottom to push you back up. Leaning back. Squeeze to lift. Leaning back. Squeeze to lift. So the tummy needs to stay tightened the whole time. Use that exhale, use that squeeze to bring you back to your tall position. Shoulders are down, don't let them start to round forwards or lift to the ears. Keep really open through that chest. We're going to do 2 more here. We're leaning back and lift. Last one, we're leaning back and lift. From there, whichever exercise you've been doing, you're going to take a shell stretch back, so bottom to the feet, reaching those arms out in front. Grab a drink if you need one, and then we're going to be on our backs for the 100. So, as you come onto your back, just take the knees bent, feet on the floor. We'll talk through what we're doing and then we'll go all together. So, we're going to be in a nice tucked under, flat back position. So you're going to lose that curve underneath your lower back, like we did at the very beginning. From here, I'll need your legs in tabletop. So your knees are going to come up above your hips. Your shins are parallel to the ceiling. If you want to make that more challenging, then just start to take your knees away from the hips, keeping the shins parallel and keeping your flat back. So if as you start to tip the legs away, you're losing the flatness in your back, then keeping that boxed shape. From there, if your neck is not sore, you'll be nodding the head, lifting the shoulders with the arms long, and your palms are just facing the floor. And that's where you're going to be beating those hands up and down. 5 as you breathe in, 5 as you breathe out. Again, we've got 100 repetitions there. From there, your hands are coming behind the head and you're going into 2 sets of 8 sitting up towards the legs. After you've done that, you're going to rest the head down, arms come down beside you. Bring your legs together, glue them together, and we're going into 2 sets of 8 of tipping the legs over to the side. So releasing one hip, center swapping sides, tipping over. Doing 2 sets of 8 of these, and it feels like they go on forever. So just stick with that. I'll count you through, I'll talk you through everything. Then we will relax and we'll take a stretch. So find your strong flat back position. When you're ready, bring those legs up, shins parallel to the ceiling. Nod the head, lift the shoulders, get those arms nice and long. We're beating the arms as we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying here, your hands come behind your head. You've got sit-ups for 8, 7, 6, 5. Breathe, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6, 5. Tummy's in, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your head down, your arms rest down beside you. Your legs should still be in tabletop. We're going to glue them together. As you breathe out, you're tipping both legs over to the side, releasing one hip from the floor. Inhale to the center. Swapping sides, we're tipping over and center. We're tipping over and center. Deep breaths, tip over and center, tipping over and center. Use that tummy, tipping over and center, tipping over and center, tipping over and center. 8 more, tipping over. Find that flat back in the center, tipping over. Back to the center, tipping over. And center, tipping over. And center. 4 more, tipping over. And center, tipping over. And center. Last 2, tipping over. And center, tipping over and center. Relaxing there, plug those knees in. Just take a little rock from side to side for the upper body. And when you're ready, come into a full body stretch. Give those legs a shake out if you need to. Good. From there, we're going to be coming into a seated position. For a stretch, remember, if you need a drink, then just grab one. Right, I'll just change this around. So if you've joined in so far this week, we're doing the same stretch. So we're going to be going into a mermaid stretch. Some people really like this one, some people really hate this one. I really like it. There is a variation if you're not that great with the full position. So if you want to do full mermaid, you're going to have one leg bent in front. You should be able to see my legs really clearly with these really, really pale leggings. And then your other leg is going to come behind. This is your full mermaid. If you want to, you can make this quite an open position, or it can be really closed. It's completely up to you. If this in any way hurts your hips or your knees, don't do it. Come into a cross-legged position like this, still having one leg in front and one leg behind, okay? And that's the position that I'm going to be working with today. Make sure that you have enough room. So as you can see, I'm down one side of my mat because we need to be able to slide out along the mat on the side of the leg that's in front. If you need to, shimmy yourself down. So as I said, you have one hand that's reaching down towards the floor, the other arm is going to be long and away. You should be able to touch the mat with this hand, or just about touch it, but I'm elevated on my arc barrel, so that's why I'm not able to touch it. So one arm is long, that's the same arm as back leg. Reach towards that hand, lift all the way up and over. Start to slide this arm away as far as you can go and reach. If you're flexible enough here, drop onto your forearm. If not, doesn't matter. And here I just want you to take nice deep breaths. Just stretching down this side of your body, really lengthening that arm. Back up and over, reaching away and lift, sliding along the floor and reaching that arm away and holding. Back up and over. Last one here, reaching long, lifting up and over, lengthening that arm and holding here. Back up and over. Just give those arms a little shake out. So we're going to swap sides. If you've had to shimmy down to one end of your mat, you need to shimmy down to the other side. And obviously we're doing the same stretch, but on the other side of the body, sorry. So if you're in full mermaid, you've got one leg in front, one leg behind. That is your full mermaid position. If not, then you're in a cross-legged position. You should have a different leg in front. This will feel weird in cross-legged if you're on the side of your body that you don't usually cross in front. Just go with that. So you've got one hand facing the floor, one arm reaching away. Reaching with that hand, coming all the way up and over. Let this hand slide away. Holding that stretch. If you can, drop down. If not, just holding here. So stretching this side of your body. Coming back up and over. We're going to reach. Lifting up, sliding away. Holding here. Come back up. Last time we reach, lifting, coming all the way over, holding here. Coming back up, give those arms a little shake out. Good, then we're going to be going into our frog stretch. So you're taking the soles of your feet together. So here your knees are nice and wide. We're going to give them a little bounce up and down. So just allowing to work into those hips. Hopefully you can see that. If I put my hands on my knees, you should be able to see them moving up and down. and just taking that bounce away. Take hold of those feet and start to lean forwards towards them. Here is where you can push your elbows into your legs if you want to increase that stretch. Good, and relaxing there. This leg's a little shake out if you need to. Good, from there we're going to be laying on a side, so working on the legs today. So we did legs on Monday, I believe. So we haven't done them for the rest of the week. Grab a drink if you need one. So, as you come onto your side, you're resting one arm long and away, and your head is on that arm. If this position is quite uncomfortable for you, then bend your elbow and support your head in your hand. Take your knees bent and bring them up quite close towards you if you can, and have them connected. So you want to keep your feet glued together. We're going to place our hand just on our hip here, and that's going to be there just to make sure those hips stay stabilised, so you're not swinging the hips back and forth. So from here, we're going to be lifting the top knee up towards the ceiling. You're not going to have a great deal of movement here without compromising that hip position. And they're coming back down. We're lifting up and down. Breathe, lift and down. Lifting up and down. Nice deep breaths, lifting up and down. You're halfway, lifting up and down, lifting up and down. Last two, lifting up and down, lifting up and down. From here, we're going to lengthen those legs away from us. So remember that you want to be flexing your feet and looking down your body. If you can't see those toes, bring them slightly further forwards. So you're thinking of more of like an angled position than a dead straight line. Have your hand on your hip just to see where that top hip is, and you want your hips to feel stacked. So you should feel like you're balancing on this bottom hip. If you're quite comfortable and it doesn't feel hard, you're probably sitting forwards, I don't know if you can see that, or backwards, because that's where you're naturally full. You want to be balanced. So tighten your tummy, zip up underneath your waist. Bring this hand down to help to support you. We're just going to be lifting that top foot up, pointed, flex to come down. Point to lift, flexing down. Point to lift, flex to come down. Breathe, lift, flexing down. 4 more, and we lift, flex down, and we lift, flexing down. Last 2, lifting up, flexing down, lifting up, flexing down. Your top leg is going to lift. We're going into circles forwards for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg forward, so bent but forwards, and you can place your weight into that knee so your hips coming up across. Bottom leg is going to lift up and down, lift and down. We're lifting up and down, lift and down, lifting up and down. 4 more, lift and down, lift and down. We're lifting up and down. Last 2, lift and down, lift and down. Restack those hips. Sorry, there's a mosquito gnat on the floor. I didn't want to get bit, so I flicked it away. Restack those hips, so check with that hand. come back down. You're going to go lift, lift and down. So the leg lifts, they meet and down. The leg lifts, they meet and down. Lift the leg, they meet and down. 4 more. Lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Last 2, we lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Double lift and down. Double lift and down. Breathe, lift and down. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2, lift and down. Lift and down. From here, we're going to lift into that hinging position. We've not done it for a couple of weeks. We hinge through the hip, through the waist, as you lift your upper body and your legs. So make sure this arm is long and being pressing down with this arm to lift your upper body. You try and lift underneath your armpit a little bit here if you can. Ideally hand on the hip, but take it to the mat if you need to. Let's give it a go. We're lifting up and down. Lift and down. You're lifting up and down. Lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Relaxing there. Take a stretch. I can really tell I haven't done that for 2 weeks. It's much harder to lift my body from the floor now. Okay, we're doing the other side. So either rolling over or just change the end of your mat you're laying at. Bear with me as it takes me forever to change positions. So remember, you're going to take your arm out long and rest your head on it. We're going to bring those legs forwards, bent and glued together. Hand on your hip if you can. To keep those hips nice and steady. We're lifting up and down. Lift and down. We're lifting up and down. Breathe, lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. The legs go out long. Flex those feet. Look down your body. You should be able to see those toes. Check those hips are stacked, one on top of the other, tightening in your tummy, zip up underneath that waist. You can use this hand for support if you need to. Lifting up, pointed, flex to come down, point to lift, flexing down, point to lift, flexing down, halfway, point to lift, flexing down, point to lift. Flexing down, 2 more, point to lift, flexing down, point to lift, flexing down, lifting up, we circle forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg forwards. So remember, your weight is coming down to this knee. Your underneath leg is lifting up and down. Lift and down. We're lifting up and down. Lift and down. Lifting up and down. 4 more. Lift and down. Lift and down. You're lifting up and down. Last 2. Lift and down. Lift and down. Push yourself back up to a stacked position and make sure you're just nice and on top of yourself here. We're going to go lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. You're lifting up, up and down. Lifting up, up and down. 4 more. Lift, lift and down. Lift, lift and down. Last 2, we're lifting up, up and down. Lifting up, up and down. Double lift coming up and down, up and down. You're lifting up and down, lift and down. 4 more. Lift and down, lift and down. Last 2, lift and down, lift, and down. So I'm going to go into that hinging position. So remember, you're pushing down into this hand to lift that upper body underneath the armpit if you can. Ideally hand on the hips, but if you want support on the mat, you can. Here we go, lift up and down, lift and down. We're lifting up and down, lift and down. Halfway, lift and down, lift and down. Last two, lift and down, lift and down. Relax there, take a full body stretch. Roll onto your back if you need to here for your stretch. Well done. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. And then we'll be on our hands and knees. Okay, so we're going to do our knee lifts. So we do these every single day. You're all probably experts at them now. So onto your hands and knees. And taking a tucked under position with those toes. If your wrists are really sore, and as I've said all week, mine are starting to get a little bit sore. I think I'm getting a bit of carpal tunnel syndrome. You're going to drop down to those forearms. That'll just help to rest them, and that's fine if you need to do that. As you breathe out, you're going to pull that tummy in, press into the hands and the feet, lift those knees away, just an inch or so from the floor. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So you're thinking tummy muscles are lifting you. Hands and feet are just there for support. Lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. And down. Remember, we want to keep that head in line. So you're not dropping the head. You're not lifting the head all the way up. You're keeping your eyes down to your mat if you're on your forearms. If you're on long arms and you're looking just past those fingertips. Four more here. We're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. Last two, we're lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. From there, take a shell stretch back. Bottom to those feet. Reach those arms out in front. You need to roll out those wrists. And then we're doing planks. So hopefully lots of you have joined in for more than just this class. It doesn't matter if you haven't, but we've been doing our plank holds. Just for as long as you can manage, nice strong plank. I've said it all week. What we're looking for is quality over quantity / amount of time. So it doesn't matter if your plank hold is short, if that position looks really, really strong. Some people who tell you that they can hold a plank forever are actually lying because they're holding a really rubbish plank, and so that's why they can be there forever. The exercise isn't there to hold for a really long period of time. It's there to work every muscle in your core, and that is tough to do so, okay? So again, you can be on long arms or on your forearms, completely up to you. If you want to really challenge your abs, forearms is harder, and obviously better on your wrists. So bring your hands or your arms forwards to the front of your mat. You're going to step one leg back behind you and you're going to get your weight in those toes. From there, we're tucking the bottom under, coming into our nice long line. From there, you're going to hold for at least one breath in and out. For more if you can. Breathing in and out. Keep going there. So if you need to drop out of your plank at any point, then you can, it doesn't matter. Measure that either with a clock, if there's one that you can see in front of you, or your watch. If not, use your breath. Make sure that breath doesn't become shallow. So it's, that's one. So if keeping that breath long and steady, you can use that as your focus for how long you're going to be in your plank position. Coming out of it for a moment, rolling those wrists, whatever, and going back in is fine. Not expecting you to hold it for the next 5 minutes. Remember, as you come into that plank, you need to be squeezing your bottom, pulling that tummy in. Make sure your hips aren't dropping. Loads of pressure in the lower back here. If they're too high, it'll feel super, super easy and you're doing it wrong. Long line, get those shoulders down. Don't let them tense and lift as it's feeling harder. So it's just all about keeping it really controlled. Just trying to improve your own time there. Okay, so it doesn't matter if on one you're only able to hold it for 1 breath. Try and get an extra breath in or a whole breath whilst you're there for the next time, and build on it like that. Good one to do at home if you do want to really improve on that core strength. So if you're about to drop out of your plank or you have just dropped out, we're going to go back in just for a very short time. That motivates you to stay. Just making sure you're in that nice strong position. You're squeezing the bottom, you're pulling your tummy in, you're breathing. Just one more breath in and out here. And relax. Stretch back, roll through those wrists. Really well done on those planks. Grab yourself a drink if your breathing's feeling a little bit ragged. And then bring yourself into a seated, standing, or kneeling position, whichever is the most comfortable for you. And from there, we're just going to come into rolling the shoulders back. And forwards. Rolling forwards. Bringing those arms out to the sides. We're going to lift all the way up. And we're stretching over. Come back to the centre. We're lifting up. We're stretching over. One more time on each side. Let's lift up. Stretching over. We're lifting up. Stretching over. And relaxing there. That's the end of today's and this week's workouts. Thank you so much for joining me today and all week if you have with my classes. So just in case this is your first class that you've done this week, I'm going to repeat everything I've said from Monday to now, so I'm sorry if you've heard this already 5 times. But I'm not here next week, so there isn't any classes next week, Monday to Friday, excuse me, because I'm away in North Norfolk for a few days with my husband. Usually go every year, but it's been postponed a little bit. Now we're allowed to go and stay at places. And I just don't get a very good internet signal there. I'm going to try and post a few clips of me doing some little stretches or some little movements, because I will definitely need to push myself to do a little bit more movement while I'm there, rather than just laying on the beach for a week, which would be nice too. But if you do usually watch these classes on Facebook, on my WD Fitness page, or on my personal page, which is Miranda Whiting, at least said my maiden name then I'm going to be republishing an old class every day at 10 from the beginning of lockdown, so that you've got a bit more of a variety of exercises that I can no longer do or demonstrate. If you usually watch on YouTube, which is Miranda Whiting, my page, all the videos are on there, so if you scroll way down, 16 weeks ago, all of the old classes are on there, so feel free to use them. If you want any tips or advice or exercises to do, drop me a message. I will still have my phone, so I'll be able to pick up any comments on YouTube or Facebook, or you can email or text or call if you really want to chat to me. I'll still have my phone on me, so I will still be able to respond to people if you need anything. Don't feel bad about messaging me while I'm away. I'll get back to you when I can. And then when we return on that Monday, which I'm not sure of the date, 28th, it's the last week in August, no, last week in July, what is wrong with me? There will only be 4 weeks of class left, because I'm going to run until 30 weeks of pregnancy. Again, any questions on that, let me know, but I will put a official reminder post out about that. And if you are already a client of mine in classes, I'll be sending out messages about that soon, and about classes kind of stopping properly. Yeah, I'm going to stop waffling now, but if you have any questions, just drop me a message, it's fine, I'll pick it up and I'll reply when I can. I hope you will have a lovely weekend and week. It's supposed to be a scorcher, so try and get out and do something fun. If you have any Pilates questions, then message me, and I will see you all in a week and a bit. Bye bye, take care.